I mean, it's Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this sword. The hat guy, his run comes to an end with the Dodgers.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday morning or whenever you are watching this. Obviously, we just found out that the hat guy took an L. And unfortunately, I think Trevor is going to have to take a fat L as well. Spoon, you can go ahead and take a victory lap in a second. Pat Murphy, Brewers manager, was asked about the Miz and coming out of the bullpen. And he said, quote, this is a quote, I'm not making this up. It's obvious right now he's not on track to be a starter, but that doesn't mean he won't be in the future.
Wow.
Spoon, your thoughts?
Well, I said before his first start, I thought he was going to be a reliever. We get to see him relieving games this year, so that's good. But I think he's got a bright future. He just needs to develop one more pitch that he can actually throw for a strike. But right now, I mean, I think he'd be great coming in the ninth. That fastball is hard to hit. It's just every other pitch that they make him throw in the strike zone that he can't actually do.
Yeah, and You're a lot nicer than I am. I'm going to be hitting this hard over the next couple of weeks because I got more comments and DMs about, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just a hater. This kid has all the talent in the world. You don't know what you're talking about. If you don't think that Misiorowski is good, you're not even watching the games.
Wow.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. So, anywho, Spoon, I know you had a good night last night.
Trevor must be in piss somewhere.
Yeah, there's no chance. I mean, he's probably about 15 Natty Lights deep or something. That right now, there's no
Natty
way.
Light.
I have no idea. Maybe he drinks White Claws. Who knows? It's Wisconsin. I don't know what those freaks do out there. Anyway, Spoon, you had a good day, right? 6-1 or something like that.
I'm sitting 6-1 right now. My 1L. I tried to back Misiorowski. Thought the market went too far and lost with the Brewers, but really good day so far. Just need the Dodgers to come through to go 7-1.
Yeah, I need the Dodgers this game to go over, and I have a much better day, but or a pretty decent day. But anywho,
Never be an underdog again in Double-A in the Grapefruit League.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I forgot about that. Anyway, let's get through this. Not a ton of meat on this board, especially on a college football Saturday, but we're going to get through it. First game on the board, kind of mad actually that I didn't bet Atlanta yesterday. Obviously, it's easy to say that, but I was really leaning them. I had made a case that Bryce Elder wasn't even pitching that bad. But anyway, here we are again. Atlanta on the road in Detroit. Joey Wentz, Kyler Montero. Atlanta, another short dog here. Spoon, you can obviously kick us off here. I've cemented the rule that you don't lay juice with the Tigers. I do think Kyler Montero is seriously underrated. It seems like he always comes in here and gives the Tigers a chance to win games. There's no way I lay 125 with them, but what are your thoughts on this one?
So I say you don't lay significant juice with the Tigers. I think minus 125 is in the range. I'm going back and forth between just doing the Tigers and going towards the over. If we look at Kyler Montero, he's had a few really good starts this season. He's had some really rough starts, but this Braves lineup doesn't scare me that much versus him. He does struggle a little more with lefties than he does righties, so that's not great. But Joey Wentz does the same thing, and this Tigers lineup has been killing left-handed pitching lately, first in WRC plus over the last 30 days. I think they find ways to get runs aplenty off Joey Wentz. This is just like a Tigers find ways to score runs game for me. So I haven't actually moved on this game, but it's Tigers are over for me.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually play Atlanta. There is a chance that I do play them if they get bet up for the Tigers. I'm not trying to go and try to back Joey Wentz at all, and he does struggle versus lefties, and I agree that the Tigers can score here. But they just haven't been doing that lately. I know that they've popped off a couple times here and there, like versus Martin Perez and Minaya and stuff, but it's just really not been enough for me. Framber is another guy that they got to, but Framber's in an absolute free fall right now. So I just don't trust, I just don't trust this lineup. And this Atlanta offense has been pretty damn hot. Not so much as much versus right-handed pitching, but on the road, they've been absolutely killing it on the last 30 days or so. So it's not something I want to get in front of, but I agree with the over. I don't really want to play an over, though, in the day in Detroit, but it would only be Atlanta or pass for me. Next game on the board, Cleveland on the road in Minnesota. Cleveland, I guess I shouldn't say an easy winner because it was tied going into the 7th, but I still couldn't believe they gave us Cleveland at plus money yesterday. I don't play Cleveland on the road in Minnesota for all you audio listeners. Logan Allen on the mound for Cleveland. Joe Ryan, Minnesota's ace, on the mound for Minnesota. This is a double header, Spoon. I do have a strict rule. I do not bet double headers, but if you are in, I think I'm going to bet Cleveland again. I don't understand. I get that Joe Ryan is good, but I mean, really quickly, Logan Allen's had a few bad starts. He went into Tampa Bay, didn't look good. I mean, it's a AAA ballpark. Things happen. I'm not completely writing it off, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be. He got hit up by Seattle. I mean, Seattle's been kind of on a roll right now. And then the Texas start is inexcusable. It's whatever, but I don't think it's been terrible. Are you going to bet this game and bet Cleveland by chance? So I want somebody to hold my hand so I don't have to do it alone. I guess.
Yeah, no, that plus 108. Everybody looked at me with the plus 110 today and was like, great number, but it's clearly a losing bet.
No.
Just the way the market reacted to it. And Cleveland showed up early, had that 2-run lead for most of the game, blew it, and then came and got 4 runs versus the bullpen. This Minnesota team has nothing to play for. Joe Ryan has looked very shaky of late, has a history of struggling with left-handed hitters. I don't see any reason Cleveland can't get to him. You get plus 108 in that first game right now. There's not a lot of lines out there available. That number could be very volatile, move quite a bit. But in my opinion, if it's going to move, it's not going to be towards Minnesota. I don't think you can go much past 126 with a Minnesota favorite, even at home, and Joe Ryan on the mound. So I'm on the 108 right now, just betting that if something changes drastically, like the pitcher between the two games, that this line's not going to move more towards Minnesota and I can get out of it. But I really like Cleveland in this first game at plus money too.
I think the other option would be Saccone, right? So I think that we're good either. I mean, that's how I went into this, that I thought that even if I bet Cleveland right now, because I had the same kind of thought process as you, if they were to switch or if it's really not Logan Allen, I would assume it's Slade Saccone. So I think that if I put either one of those guys on the mound, that I feel more than comfortable with that plus 108 number. Not to mention the fact that this is a Cleveland team that's in a historic spot right now that could possibly take over the Tigers after they had that huge lead in the division. And you have a Minnesota team that's, I mean, obviously we know is not good and not playing good baseball right now. And Joe Ryan has pitched 6 innings his last 2 starts combined. He had one gem against the Padres where he went 7 innings. And besides that, it's a lot of 4 and 5 inning starts. So even if Joe Ryan pitches well to start this game, I think we're going to have plenty of opportunities, as we saw today, for Cleveland to get to that bullpen. Yeah, I'm in with you. I will bet this right after the show is over. I have it written down. We're playing a doubleheader, boys. Let's do this. Next game on the board, Nationals on the road in Queens. Didn't expect the game today to go that way. A whole bunch of runs scored on both sides. I think the Mets won 6-8 or something like that. But tomorrow, Cade Cavalli on the mound for the Nats. Nolan McLean on the mound for the Mets. It would only be the Mets here in an absolute blowout. I know that Sauce is probably a little bit conflicted right now.
I hate to interrupt the show. I don't even think Trevor's in the comments. I don't even think he's heard the news.
Trevor, can you just at least let me know? Oh, my God, he's just fine. He's a rookie. Woo!
Bro, the coach is calling him a bullpen arm. Your coach said that.
Oh, man, Trevor.
Trevor's in absolute piss.
Dude, this is rough times.
Except your L, Trevor. The guy sucks.
This could be rock bottom.
He's an absolute bust. An absolute bust.
Anywho, Mets or Nats? Spoon, what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, if I just have to pick a winner of this game, I do probably pick the Mets. But I mean, we have two young, really good arms on the mound. Nolan McLean has looked really sharp his first 6 starts here in the major leagues. 0 earned runs versus Texas his last start, just 1 versus Philadelphia the one before that. Hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs to any team in baseball yet so far. So he's looked really good. Looking back to his numbers in the minors, it does look like he struggles with lefties, and gives me a little bit of confidence in Washington to find ways to score runs off him. And then Cade Cavalli on the other side started his Major League Baseball season really hot too, blanking a couple of really good offenses, but Philadelphia, New York got some runs off him. Miami, he only gave up 2 earned runs apiece in both back-to-back starts, and then Pittsburgh just got 3 runs off him. I think this price is really ridiculous. I mean, starting pitching wise, this is a wash in my opinion. I know McLean looked just absolutely amazing in the major leagues, but AAA bats are getting to him. Major league bats will find a way. You can get a plus 1.5 in the first 5 right now, minus 130. I haven't bet it, but that's the only way I could attack this game. I don't see any way the Mets blow this game open that quick. Sure, once the Nats bullpen gets involved, I can see them getting runs, but this first 5 with these 2 pitchers, there's no way a 1.5 should be a playable number. It's absurd in my opinion. It's the only thing I can be on.
Yeah, I was thinking over personally. I know McLean's looked really good, and this Nats offense hasn't been great, but they've shown signs of life over the last couple of weeks, and they've actually been able to perform on the road. They've actually kind of performed on the road throughout the whole season. They're like top 15-ish on the road as far as the whole season is concerned. So I do expect the Nats to put up a couple. If McLean were to go out there and throw another 6 scoreless, I mean, so be it. But I think Cavalli could get absolutely rocked by this Mets lineup. This Mets lineup is really starting to heat up right now. And it wouldn't surprise me if this was like a 3-2 game going into the 6th inning, and then the Mets open it up on this Washington bullpen. So it'll be over for me. I actually might play that too. Next game on the board, your Cubbies on the road in Cincinnati. Javier Assad, Zach Littell. Reds came through for me huge today. I had a full unit on them at plus money. Were you on the Reds or the Cubs today? Or did you have?
I was really close to getting on the Reds. I ended up just leaving the game alone. Had a bunch of action elsewhere, and I was back and forth the game, but I really felt like it was a red spot.
I was a little bit pissed off early because I knew like Horner and Happ and somebody else, Nico Happ and somebody else had really good numbers on him, and all of those guys had hits, runs, and RBIs early in the game. And I was like, man, there's no way Lodolo's going to do this. But the Reds offense came through, which was nice. So, what are your thoughts on this one? Do you trust Littell right at this point against your Cubbies?
I mean, the first 2 games of this series, I've seen it as red spots. Here,
agreed.
I do like Zach Littell, but I kind of have a rule in Major League Baseball. Once the Rays trade you away and they're done with you, there's probably a reason why. They're absolute genius, wizards, whatever you want to call it, with pitching. And I mean, if you look at this guy's last 4 or 5 starts, crooked numbers versus every offense he's seen, including St. Louis twice, which is one of the worst offenses in baseball right now. Yeah. I think the Cubs find a way to get a few runs off him. And Javier Assad has not looked super sharp since he's come back from injury. Gave up 4 earned runs to Washington, 3 earned runs to Colorado. Granted, that was on the road, but I mean, he hasn't looked amazing, but has found a way to get some pretty good baseball in versus poor lineups like Pittsburgh and Los Angeles. And I kind of put the Reds in that same sphere. This is Cubs or nothing for me. I haven't got to the ticket window yet. I feel like money will come in on the Cincinnati Reds with Zach Littell on the mound. I don't think anybody likes the sports goggles and Javier Assad, but I think I'll probably find myself on the Cubs tomorrow.
I can't argue the Cubs. I 100% agree with you. The first 2 games were red spots. You can put the over up for me, Kyle. I do think that this Reds offense is definitely showing some signs of life. And I know that the Cubs bullpen numbers are pretty damn good, but not a unit I'm in love with at the moment. And Assad, I not a guy that I think is going to go deep into this game. And regardless, I think he's going to give up 2 or 3 runs no matter what. He pitched in Cincinnati last year, kind of got lit up. Not that that's the same thing, but it's not like baseball's transactional like that. But I don't think that the Reds bats are going to slow down right now. I know they're kind of hit or miss, but at home, I kind of trust them. And then, like you said, Zach Littell's kind of fallen off of a cliff. Really, the only really good start over his last 5 or 6 starts was on the road in San Diego. And as we know with that San Diego team, it's so hit or miss right now. I don't even know how impressive that is. But like you said, the Cardinals got to him twice. Toronto got to him. Arizona got to him. Pittsburgh got to him. Pittsburgh was on the road. He pitched decent against Milwaukee at home. I guess that's a really good one too. But I think we see plenty of runs here tomorrow. We saw some runs here today. I think the Cubs could have had more runs today too. So it would only be over for me. Next game on the board, this Pirates team is just so bad. I had the over 8.5 today, and I swear to God, they had 2 runners on like 3 of the last 4 innings, and just absolutely doo-doo. So tie game. If they would have tied the game, the over would have cashed. Not that the A's did anything, and I thought that they would score some more, but
they had 2 runs in the 9th. Or 2 runners on in the 9th.
I know.
The Athletics. I was sweating that like a pig. I was
and
like,
then
there's no way this bullpen gets at home.
He said I was sweating that like a pig.
Anywho, Athletics on the road in Pittsburgh. Luis Morales, Bubba Chandler. I kind of want to back Bubba Chandler at a cheap price. What about you?
No, it's the Athletics for me. These are 2 pitchers that if we put them in like a talent evaluation camp right now, I don't think there'd be a huge difference. Bubba Chandler obviously is a bigger name.
Way.
Bubba Chandler obviously is a bigger name, super hyped, but Morales has already showed up in the major leagues, has pitched really well versus some decent lineups, and sure, he had 1 hiccup versus Boston, but I think versus this Pirates lineup, he's going to come out there and absolutely deal for 5 or 6 innings. All right, Cal. And Bubba Chandler's got to deal with a much tougher lineup. This Athletics lineup, top to bottom, you've called them feisty. They just find ways to score runs. They just get a runner or two on, and just find a way to hit a home run, and it adds up really quick. These lineups are so far apart. I don't think these pitchers are as far as apart as everybody sees them to be. Luis Morales is going to be in the major leagues for quite a long time. So will Bubba Chandler. But I mean, right now, this price isn't justified. This Pirates lineup's terrible.
Wait, we got a comment in here from Adam Westbury. Says, fun fact, pigs do not sweat.
Interesting.
So sweating like a pig is just not a valid simile to use.
It would only be Pittsburgh first 5 for me. You don't even have to put up Pittsburgh, Kyle. It doesn't. I'm not betting this game, but I think the Bubba Chandler, Luis Morales comment was absolutely ludicrous, to be dead honest with you. But anywho, we'll see how that plays out. But Bubba Chandler is very, very good. Him and Paul Skeens together for the next few years should make the Pirates at least somewhat relevant. But regardless, I'm not betting it. I hope you win. Next game on the board, Boston on the road in Tampa Bay. Man, I looked at Boston probably 4 times, and that line just never moved. And it was just like, clearly they're okay with Boston money. It looked a lot easier than I think it was when they piled all those runs on late. But were you on them today?
Money poured in on this under. It looked like a clear under to me last night when I capped it. It was a 7.5 at that point. It was a 6.5 when I was looking at it on Jimmy's show today at Pub Sports, and everybody was just clamoring on that under. The market's on it. We got to be there. And I was like, what are we talking about? I mean, like, when every single thing points to this can be the only answer, like, it's generally not in sports betting. And I mean, this is still a ballpark where it's pretty easy to score runs. And I mean, these lineups aren't that terrible. 6.5. I had to be on the over today. There were runners on in the first, second, third. I mean, it soared over. It wasn't even a sweat. Today, I look at it. The only way I can get to this game is Tampa Bay. Adrian Hauser's pretty hard to trust. He's given up some runs to not the best lineups, like St. Louis getting 4 runs off him, but he did pitch into the 7th. Seattle pitched in the 7th again, but gave up 4 earned runs. I'm not already at the ticket window with this, but I just can't get there with Boston. Kyle Harrison, not a pitcher I'm in love with. I think there was a reason he was traded, and I think there's a reason he wasn't the first person that Boston called up. They went through 2 or 3 minor league arms before Harrison finally got a chance to start, and I think that's for a reason. The Rays lineup will find a way to get runs off him tomorrow. If Boston scores off Hauser, maybe they find a way to win, but for me, this is Rays or pass.
Over 8.5. Almost considered Boston because they dropped an 8.5 here, and I just thought that this number should be 9. I thought that the books thought that Kyle Harrison might pitch well. I don't believe so. I 100% agree with you. I think he's terrible. And keep in mind, I mean, the Rays looked pretty decent off of Garrett Crochet today. They're seeing another lefty that's like way worse than him and Kyle Harrison. So he's been up and down this year, like Spoon just mentioned. He was a former Giant. I saw him a lot as a Padre. Dude is just absolutely terrible. This is like a career 4.5, 5 ERA guy. And Adrian Hauser pitched well to start the year. He has a 3.1 ERA, so take that for what it's worth. But his last few starts against Chicago, the White Sox, the Cubs, Seattle, Washington, and St. Louis. I mean, I know that this Boston lineup isn't anything like super special, but over the last 10 games or 11 games, including tonight, they've been putting up runs and almost at like 4 or 5 runs a night. So I think that Boston puts up runs on Hauser, and I think that Kyle Harrison gives some up. So I will be betting this over 8.5. Next game on the board, the Bronx Bombers on the road in Baltimore. Carlos Rodon on the mound for the Spanks. Sagano on the mound for the Orioles. Trevor Rogers continues to do Trevor Rogers things. You got to respect what this kid has done. Our guy has done. I guess he's not a kid, but continues to go out there and just mow everybody down. The Yankees were the best offense in baseball versus left-handed pitching. So he looked absolutely fantastic against them. So I know that the Yankees put on a couple runs late, but they got beat pretty bad today. Spoon, do you think that the Yankees bounce back with Rodon on the mound, or do you think this is a really nice plus price here with the Orioles?
Yeah, no, I think it's a terrible spot to follow Trevor Rogers in the Orioles rotation right now, because he goes out there and he makes you look silly. That changeup, it looks just like his fastball coming out of the hands, like listening to quotes from hitters, and it just, by the time it gets to the plate, it's a much different pitch. So I think Sagano is in for a tough spot. Dodgers got him out of there after 3 innings. San Francisco did the same thing. 10 earned runs between the two, 17 hits, a walk. Boston, the game before that, 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 8 base runners. I think Sagano is just in a spot where he's going to get touched. And if you look at what the Yankees have been doing to right-handers, 7 earned runs off Taj Bradley, 9 off Zebby Matthews, 4 off Ryan Bayo, 7 off Sawyer Gibson-Long. They're really getting to some of these bottom of the barrel kind of arms that Sagano's bordering on right now. Rodon on the other side, it's hard to poke holes in this guy. Not giving up anything more than 1 or 2 earned runs in his last 8 starts. You can say the competition level isn't the greatest, but this Orioles lineup isn't the greatest right now. I was on Trevor Rogers in the first 5 today, just knowing that he would go out there and pitch really well, and crossing my fingers the Orioles would get a run or 2.
Yeah.
I think the same thing's true tomorrow. Like, they get a run or 2 off Rodon, and the Yankees find a way to get 3 or 4 off Sagano. We bring in these bullpens. Yankees bullpen is not anything I'm in love with. Last 30 days, they're 29th in baseball in earned run average and weighted on base average. Same with the last 14 days. I think maybe they give up a run or 2. This is an over or pass for me. I like the Yankees to win this game, but price-wise, I think it's more than efficient. You might even have some value with the Orioles, but I just can't find a way to find Sagano having a good game.
Yankees minus 1.5 for me. I don't hate the over either. Yankees minus 1.5 is like minus 110. I agree with everything that you said about the Yankees destroying Saganu. And like you said, Rodon has been so consistent this year. It's impossible to poke holes in him. Every time I say that now, I pause because of you guys, the other show. But anyway, and he's been going essentially 6 innings in every time that he goes out there. He's faced Baltimore 3 times this year, all 3 times in Baltimore. He's faced Baltimore 3 times in the last 2 years, 3 of them in Baltimore. The 2 times he pitched really, really well. Sorry. And then the other time he got absolutely shelled. I got my kid pissing himself right next to me. I'm dead serious. But also, and then why I played the Yankees -1.5, they didn't use any of their major bullpen arms. And there's never 1-run games in this series. I think 1 out of the last 10 games between these 2 teams has been a 1-run game. So anywho.
The scientist will be at this game. He said he's going to be boots on ground here in Baltimore. Okay. Does that change your perspective, his presence?
Did he bet Baltimore?
I don't know. He said he's going to the game. I was just wondering if his energy in the ballpark changes things.
I think Charles is going to Baltimore. I think tomorrow.
I would imagine they're probably meeting up, unless they're just coincidentally both going to the same game.
Yeah, I'm definitely fading the Orioles tomorrow with everybody in that town.
But Scientist is not an Orioles. Wait, no, he's Phillies. He's Phillies guy.
Yeah, they're all East Coasters though.
At this point in the season, I don't think Charles is an Orioles fan either. I think he's given up on this team twice.
Charles lost his cat today, and I thought he was joking, and I told him to get a dog, and then he's like, "Oh, I live in an apartment," and then I actually felt bad because I thought he was joking. So Charles,
it's like the second time in 2 months he's lost his cat.
I didn't know that Charles loses his cat weekly, so now I don't feel as bad, but I did at the moment. I felt bad. So anywho. Marlins on the road in Texas. Adam Mazur on the mound for the Fish. Patrick Corbin on the mound for Texas. Did Corbin pitch to end this game tonight? I saw him warming up. I know I should have been watching this game. I got nothing else to do. But regardless, Spoon, what are your thoughts on this one? Cash the over in LA. Let's go, boys. Spoon, take it away.
Kind of a tough game. For me, this is a Rangers find a way to win this ball game kind of spot. Adam Mazur coming over from the Padres system. I feel like he has a little bit of juice in his arm, but he's not somebody I think has it figured out right now. Had a great start versus Detroit, just gave up 1 hit, 6 innings pitched, no earned runs. But before that, Philadelphia, New York Mets, Washington twice. They all found ways to get multiple runs off him, 4 earned runs in 3 of those starts. I think Texas can do the same versus Mazur tomorrow. And Patrick Corbin, while he used to have a day named after him because of how bad he was, he's had a really decent season with Texas this year. I think the change of destination's been really good for him. 3 of his last 4 starts has given up 1 earned run or less. I think he can do that versus Miami's lineup. I'm a little hesitant with how good Miami's been versus bullpens, and Patrick Corbin, if he stays in there past the 5th inning, always kind of finds a way to blow up. So I haven't gotten there, but it's Texas or nothing.
I really like Miami tomorrow, guys. I think I'm going to have to bet them. Mazur is terrible. There's no question about that, but so is this Rangers offense the last week or so. They looked terrible again today in a spot where they've had multiple chances. They had multiple chances today to get something done. They didn't. Rowdy Tellez saved them with a 2-run shot in the 9th, I think it was, and then they went 13 innings or 12 innings, excuse me. Patrick Corbin did pitch. He gave it up. The Rangers lost 6-4, but in doing so, they also used their top 3 bullpen arms, so they're all going to be on back-to-back days. Not to mention the fact, I think every single person in their bullpen pitched today because of the extra innings and then Molly's short start. Not that Miami's bullpen is anything to ride home against, but if Mazur is just somewhat decent, I think this game is at minimum a coin flip as we get through these later innings. So I'm going to see what this line does, but I'm hoping to get Miami at like 130, 135. And then I will be on the Fish tomorrow, but haven't bet it yet, but we'll be seeing. I really, really want to get there.
The Phillies Diamondbacks game just went over as well for those that have that. And shout out Dabby Cab in the comments there. giving out Josh Hoover over 2.5 passing touchdowns in the TCU game. He might throw 6 passing touchdowns. He might throw 6 touchdowns in that game, honestly. They're going after what happened last year with Sonny Dykes, and he got thrown out of the game. It's the last game of that rivalry. TCU may score 60 points by themselves in that game.
My dad's brother, really quickly, got him tickets to go watch the Cougars play Ole Miss. So next month when the Cougars play Ole Miss, WSU money line, boys.
You realize it's Ole Miss, not Old Miss.
Ole Miss. Whatever.
Old Miss.
Cougs are winning. Cougs are winning. That's all that matters.
Old Miss.
Lead story. Rebels lose to Cougs.
Old Miss.
Kiffin out. I'm just kidding. Toronto on the road in Kansas City. Shane Bieber, Noah Cameron. Obviously, Toronto got absolutely throttled today. It looked like a football score. Do you think that Toronto bounces back at a very heavy price with Bieber on the mound?
Yeah, I do. You can get Blue Jays 143 on Ballas right now.
I think you
Shane
can get
Bieber
144 on FanDuel too, if anybody's wondering.
he looks really sharp coming back so far this year. Gave up 5 earned runs to Cincinnati. His one bad start since coming back. His splits in the short time this season look like he struggles with righties. But I mean, if we look back to Shane Bieber's career, he pitched in the Central Division versus Kansas City. He owned Perez. He owned Bobby Witt. The bats that I'm worried about in this lineup, I think he finds a way to pitch well tomorrow. And Noah Cameron coming off 2 amazing starts, 7 innings pitched versus Philadelphia, 7 innings pitched versus Cleveland, just gave up 2 earned runs to both of those teams. What those teams have in common is they're really lefty heavy lineups. The bats that do the big production are from the left-hand side, but that's not true with Toronto. And I know Bo Bichette's not in this lineup, so it's not quite as good as it's been, and they haven't been killing lefties, but Noah Cameron, efficient at getting lefties out, not efficient at getting righties out. You're going to have 8 righties in this Blue Jays lineup tomorrow, maybe 7, depending how they structure it. But I think they find a way to get runs off Noah Cameron. I think this is priced heavy for a reason. Is a Blue Jays bounce back spot. I know a lot of people don't like to bounce or back a team after getting crushed like that, but this is Blue Jays or nothing for me.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I haven't bet it yet. But like you said, Bieber's actually been pretty damn good. The bad start in Cincinnati on the road, I don't really put too much stock into. And honestly, this Royals team, I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. I mean, I know that they put up 20 tonight, but they've been so hit or miss. I know that they kind of came alive in Philadelphia those last couple of games, but it's really easy to get into a slugfest in that building. So even then, I don't really put too much stock into it. And regardless, they're still 3-7 their last 10, or sorry, they're 4-6 now their last 10 that they've won today. So it would only be the Blue Jays for me. I just wanted to see if maybe some Kansas City money possibly came in because of what happened today. But yeah, I'm probably going to be betting the Blue Jays as well. Next game on the road, Padres on the road in Chicago versus the White Sox. Pooh Darvish on the mound for the Padres versus I don't know how to say that name, Gomez. How do you say that? Do you know?
I think it's Yoendris.
I thought so, and I stopped myself about the first.
Maybe syllable. A little more dry than Driss.
Yeah,
I'm terrible with the foreign names.
I know. I try, and I feel bad because I don't want him to think I'm like purposely saying it wrong sometimes. But anywho, what are your thoughts on this one? I mean, like I've said, guys, 1,000 times on this show, there's no way in hell you can lay this price with the Padres. So, what are your thoughts on this one? I was actually thinking a kind of a sneaky over.
I don't mind that over. I can see a path to a lot of runs here. I think the Padres score runs. Gomez hasn't looked terrible by any means in the major leagues, but when he sees decent offenses, Tampa Bay, New York, Atlanta, Chicago Cubs, I mean, he's giving up runs. This Padres lineup hasn't destroyed anybody all season, but versus right-handed pitching, they are 7th in baseball in WRC plus the last 30 days, 4th the last 14 days. I think they find ways to get runs off Gomez tomorrow. Yu Darvish rolling out of bed, giving up 3 or 4 in runs just about every start right now, but I think this is just kind of a get-right spot for him. This is Padres -1 for me. You can build it at -132 right now. I can't lay that much juice with the Padres. I agree, but this is a game they really should win. It's a game they need to win. I don't see any reason. I don't see any reason they can't get this game tomorrow. Yu Darvish, if he's going to be a playoff starter for them, why can't he go out there, give up 1 earned run, 6 innings pitched versus the White Sox? And if he can do that, the Padres win this game handily. So I haven't bet it yet, but that's what I'm close to.
I just want to say, if the Padres were to go into the playoffs with King, Pivetta, and Vasquez and make it to the NLCS, the victory laugh that I would run all over everybody for the Randy Vasquez hate would be of epic proportions. I just want to say that now, just to get it out of the way. It would only be over for me. I haven't played the over because of the weather. It's not really great weather. Tomorrow there's like a 50% chance of rain. But I agree that Gomez, when he has faced these better lineups, he's been smashed. And this Padres team, when they've seen bad righties, they've got to him. It's when they've seen the better righties that they struggle. So like I said yesterday, a lot of those numbers are inflated versus right-handed pitching and on the road because of Colorado and all those starters. I still feel the same about that. I just don't think that Gomez poses any threat to them. And then, like he said, Pooh Darvish has just been Pooh Darvish, and he doesn't really go deep into games. And if he doesn't go deep into this game, if he does his 4 or 5 innings, I don't know if you see the who's who of the Padres bullpen. You're probably going to see guys like Kyle Hart, who Kyle Hart has been pitching better since in the bullpen. I will give him some credit, but if him and Matsui get into this ball game, anything could possibly happen. It would only be over for me. Next game on the board, Seattle on the road in Houston. George Kirby, Framber Valdez. Lots to go over in this one. I think you can kick us off, Spoon. Did you have a play on this one today?
I had Seattle money line today. Yeah,
good man.
This was a kind of tough game for me today going into it. I just felt like that opening line was kind of asking for Houston money. They got a ton of it. The line really didn't move. It started going towards Seattle. I felt like that was a pretty clear sign that Seattle was the side. Here in this one, it's super tough to break down from an X's and O's perspective. Framber Valdez at home, this is obviously where you want to back this guy. He's got a 2.21 ERA at home over the full season. We're just a few starts away from being completely done with it, but where is he at lately? We look at his last 8 starts, 7 of them, he's given up more than 3 earned runs. Not the best lineups either. Really tough to kind of gauge where he's at. I don't think it's just arm fatigue. It almost seems like he might be dealing with an injury of sorts. Guy's always had pretty good control. Just gave up 4 walks in that last game to Atlanta. I think Seattle finds a way to hit him up. I haven't gotten there yet. It's like just an automatic don't do it, fade Framber at home spot for me. But I mean, the way Seattle's playing right now, I don't see any reason they can't get runs off him. This kind of also leads me to the over because the Astros have been destroying righties lately. 5 off DeGrom, 6 off Kelly, 3 off Leiter, 6 off Elder, 8 off Waldrop. And those are the last 5 righties they've seen. So I like George Kirby, but he's worse on the road. It's got a 5.74 ERA on the road at this point in the season. Maybe it's a good matchup for him because he's better at getting righties out, and this Astros lineup is pretty righty heavy, especially without Yordan Alvarez in there. But kind of difficult spot for me. I haven't moved yet. It's either Seattle money line or over for me. Toast you on the over?
Yes, over 7.5, -118 on BetMGM. Pretty much agree with everything that you said. I don't think it might be a little bit of an injury thing with Framber. I think it's a mental thing. I truly do. I mean, he, like you said, he has looked like an absolute shell of himself over those last 7 starts, and the one good start at home against Colorado. Like, really, who cares? He does have good numbers against this Mariners lineup the last 2 times that he's faced them this year, but this Mariners offense right now is absolutely humming, and I love George Kirby till I effing die. I will always stand on that. But like you said, he hasn't been as effective on the road. He hasn't really been the George Kirby that we know and love this year. I like to see over his last 4 starts, the walks are down, only 2 walks over his last 4 starts. That's a positive. But at the same time, this Houston lineup knows him. I know they've only seen him once this year, but they saw him probably 5 times last year, if not 6. And on top of that, the Seattle bullpen's gutted. Munoz, back-to-back days. Brash, 2 out of the last 3. Brazzardo, back-to-back days as well. I don't really like that situation. I think that it's Framber gives up a few to Seattle. Even if Kirby pitches well, I think he gives up 1 or 2. And I possibly think that Houston wins this game late because Seattle's bad bullpen. So our bad bullpen situation being attacked. So over 7.5. If you bet 8, you can still get 7.5s out there. But
Astros money line is the play.
I can see that, but there's no chance I can't back Framber right now. Brewers on the road in St. Louis. Chad Patrick, Miles Michaelis on the mound.
I think the Brewers might be a blind fade now that their great hope there has been sent to the minors. The entire organization takes a hit mentally, spiritually. I think the Brewers are in a tailspin, and it's going to carry right over into the playoffs. And I just don't think this is a team you could lay juice on the road with right now. And you got to go with Michaelis, the seasoned veteran. The Brewers are like a wounded animal, and Michaelis is just going to finish the job. Got to be Cardinals.
Yeah, and let me just piggyback off of Kyle right there. Over Michaelis's last 7 starts, I mean, he had 1 bad start against Tampa Bay on the road where he got absolutely shellacked, but pitched pretty decent at home against the Yankees, 5 innings, 3 runs, pitched well against Pittsburgh, pitched well against the Athletics, and then his last 2 starts on the road against Seattle and this Milwaukee team, pretty decent. So he's given you 5 innings of 1 or 2 run baseball, and on the other side, Chad Patrick's giving you essentially the same thing. I think this is actually another good spot for this Cardinals team to score some runs tomorrow on Chad Patrick. Yo, Spoon, are you with us? Do we just play the Cardinals and blind fade this bad Brewers team?
That's a tough question. I think it's a little telling just seeing these 2 teams in the baseball season right now. Milwaukee only minus 150 here. Chad Patrick doesn't deserve anything more than a minus 150 price. This guy's been mediocre all season. 4.6 ERA on the road. It is a little bit better over the full season, 3.64, but this Cardinals lineup's terrible. How do we get the runs?
Well, they look good tonight.
Yeah, you got to fade what you just see sometimes. And Michaelis has been pitching well at home, so I can't really bet this game with my own money, but if it's me and I have to force a bet on this, it's -1 Brewers. It seems just so much better. The bullpen, I have more faith in than the Cardinals bullpen, and Michaelis pitching this well over 7 starts, while it's great, I don't really expect it to continue, but I mean, at home, last 7 home starts, 2.06 ERA. It's hard to get in front of that, so I won't actually do it, but it's Milwaukee Brewers or nothing.
The energy just feels off to me with this Brewers team, and honestly, it's just not a team I back. It's not a team I have a lot of faith in right now. I think the Brewers climaxed prematurely.
They could be. It could have been when they did that fake Bob Uecker letter, and then everybody made fun of them for it. Because ever since then, they really haven't looked great. So interesting.
It's an energy thing. It's a team chemistry thing. It's a clubhouse thing. It's hard to put into words. You don't find those types of things on the spreadsheet.
As Kyle was saying that Circa lowered this number 6 cents, you can now get the Brewers 135 instead of 141.
The Sharps are seeing what I'm seeing. The Sharps are seeing what I'm seeing.
I mean, there's 300 people in here. I'm sure there was like at least 250 bets on the Cardinals right there. So respected money coming in on the Cardinals as we speak. So, anywho, Next game on the board, Philadelphia on the road in Arizona. I didn't even keep a straight face the whole time. I was trying so hard.
Wesker's called the Brewers wounded pigs.
But they're not sweating.
Phillies on the road in Arizona. Aaron Nola, Zach Gallen on the mound. Spoon, what do you think about this one? I kind of leaned Arizona yesterday. I couldn't do it because of their bullpen, and what do you know? They lost today because of their bullpen. Do you think that Nola can kind of get right here, and do you play Philly at a cheap price, or are you going to try to back the Snakes here?
I'm not trying to back Aaron Nola. I've seen him pitch enough baseball games this year. I don't trust anything. He had one good start versus the Mets. Congratulations. 4 earned runs versus Atlanta, 6 earned runs versus Milwaukee, 6 earned runs versus Kansas City. The Diamondbacks don't destroy right-handed pitching like they do lefties, but still in the full season. They're 7th in baseball, last 14, 12th in baseball. Have zero faith in Aaron Nola to pitch well. He struggles more with lefties. You have some really good hitting lefties at the top of this Arizona lineup, and Zach Gallen's a pretty good pitcher. Maybe you just isolate this to the first 5 to get rid of that Arizona.
Yeah, first 5's money line minus 110, Kyle.
Put me up for that. That's why I don't want that bullpen involved, but I think they find a way to get ahead in this game for quite a while. Maybe the Phillies find a way to get it back at the end, but this is Arizona or pass.
Couldn't agree more. I can't bet it because I made a deal with my wife that I would never put our money on Zach Gallen again after his performance on the road in San Francisco on the 9th. Just continues to find ways to bend me over. But every other start besides that, especially over the last 5 or 6, has been absolutely fantastic. You got to give him some credit here. I think he wants to get paid in the offseason, so it looks like he's figured some things out. He has a decent history against this Phillies team too, but the lead story is just Aaron Nola just can't get outs. So until Aaron Nola shows me that he can actually get some outs here, I think this is a major advantage for Arizona here, but I won't be betting.
You know what? I think most healthy marriages have a clause about betting Zach Gallen in there somewhere. Whether it's on paper or if it's just an unwritten thing. I think most healthy marriages have discussed betting Zach Gallen and there's a household rule or there's something put into place.
It's you don't understand. I've been with her for like 8 or 10 years, and when she says things like, "What'd you expect? What'd you expect?" and I'm like, I have nothing to say back to that. It's just so demoralizing. Anyway, next game on the board, Angels on the road in Colorado. Kyle Hendricks, German Marquez. If this doesn't scream over to me, I don't know what does. Spoon, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's Kyle Hendricks on the mound. If the Angels are going to win any games, it's with Kyle Hendricks on the mound. But I don't believe that. I think the Rockies find a way to win this game. I was on the Rockies today. Sweating it out with that bullpen feels disgusting. But they have some young AAA arms in there with a catcher that they worked with down in the minors. And I think they have a little bit of a groove there. I think their bullpen is actually better than what it reflects on paper, because on paper it looks like one of the worst 5 bullpens in baseball. But I think they can even find a way to shut out this Angels lineup. I mean, they're the worst lineup in baseball versus righties the last 30 days. Just overall in baseball, they're 29th in WRC plus, 30th in OPS last 30 days. German Marquez, sure, his numbers look terrible, but I think he can find a way to keep the Angels to 2 or 3 runs tomorrow. This is Rockies or pass for me. I don't hate that over, because if the Rockies don't win this game, it's because German Marquez gets absolutely nuked, and that wouldn't be anything new. Gave up 8 runs to the Cubs, 6 runs to the Padres, 6 runs to the White Sox. Sure, it's in the cards, but I just have no faith in this Angels lineup right now. I just want to fade them for the rest of the season.
I mean, I can't argue the fact that you want to fade this Angels lineup, but I just think that you're going to see, I mean, German Marquez has been absolutely terrible at home and on the road. He's popped up a few times. It is what it is, but I think this number is at 11.5 for a reason. These are 2 of the worst offenses in Major League Baseball. So Kyle Hendricks hasn't been as bad as people would think, I don't think. I mean, he definitely over his last 7. I mean, he has actually 3 decent starts. So, and in the Cincinnati start, I mean, he went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs. I mean, that's not terrible. So, it would only be over for me. We saw a 6-7 game today with better pitchers. It would only be over for me.
Kenny's in the comments gassing up. He said, huge PSA announcement ahead.
I will be there, Kenny. I will be tuning in. I can't wait. It's hard to open for you. I'm not gonna lie, Kenny, because we know
Indiana
that
State's gonna play the Grizzlies tough.
I've heard that. There's rumblings. There is rumblings.
Missoula's Sycamores?
Huh?
Is that the Sycamores?
The Sycamores. And Kenny came out and said if the Sycamores play the Grizzlies tough, the sky will be falling in Montana.
Anywho, last game on the board before we talk about the Grizz. Giants on the road in L.A. Kai Wee-Tang on the mound for the Giants versus Tyler Glasnow. Any reason to take a stab with the Giants here at a huge plus price? Or are you going to lay with the Dodgers?
I don't know. Kai Woo-Tang, 4 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, just 2 hits in his last start. Maybe he's starting to turn the corner, or maybe he has given up crooked numbers in every other start this season besides versus a really weak Washington lineup. 5 versus the Mets, 6 versus the Padres, 4 versus the St. Louis Cardinals, who are the worst lineup in baseball versus right-handed pitching. I know it's the Millionaires Boys Club. You don't love the Dodgers, but the Dodgers versus righties, 3rd in baseball in the full season, 6 over the last 14 days. They're going to find a ways to get runs of Kai Woo-Tang. Tyler Glasnow has gone out there, looked really sharp his last 3 starts, pitching into the 7th inning in all of them, giving up a combined 5 earned runs. I think that kind of stops tomorrow. This is an over for me. I think the Giants find a way to get runs off Tyler Glasnow tomorrow. This guy has struggled to continue to put good starts in a row all season. I don't think that changes tomorrow. This is over or pass. I haven't bet it yet, but that's what I'm closest to.
Yes, I love the over again. I cashed the over tonight in this game at 8.5, and I told myself if it's another 8.5 tomorrow, I probably bet it. Because I thought that maybe with Glasnow on the mound, we might get a really like a juiced 8 possibly. But I 100% agree. The Dodgers offense is rolling right now. Like you said, I have no reason to believe they don't put up some runs tomorrow. And then if we isolate Glasnow, I mean, yes, he has pitched well over his last 3 starts, but 108 pitches his last start against San Francisco, 105 versus Colorado, and 100 versus Arizona. I mean, that's 313 pitches. That's by far more pitches than he's thrown in the last you take his 3 starts and you look at his 3 starts 3 by 3. I mean, it's that's a lot of pitches for him. His previous starts before that, 83, 91, 86. I mean, so I don't really think you're going to get Glasnow at 100%. And this Giants team, like Spoon just said, just saw him. On top of that, if Glasnow doesn't go his normal 7 innings like he does when he's pitching good, and it's the 4 or 5 innings when he pitches bad, because usually he doesn't go deep into games if he doesn't pitching well. The walks start to pile up and all that stuff. Then we're going to get multiple shots at this Dodgers bullpen, which we all know and love so very much. So I love the over as well. I'm already on it myself. So Kenny, Varner, and Sauce, please take it away.
Yeah, let's talk Grizzlies.
Welcome to the Grizzly Den, as our Montana Grizzlies stayed undefeated, beating North Dakota 24-23 without a problem. We will review that game. We will preview the Indiana State game coming on. And the most important thing going on now is you guys all got to settle down a little bit. We are in the monster of all sandwich games coming up this week. And all we keep hearing, we got Trevor going, oh, look at the 50-yard line. That's one sexy bear. Not the first time I've heard that. Talking about our emblem at the 50-yard line. We got Sauce. We got Toast going. We need to get September 27th, Grizzlies' birthday. We need to have a watch party. We have a top 10 matchup between the Montana Grizzlies and the Idaho Vandals. Number 5 versus number 8 coming up. When else are you going to be able to see the Montana Grizzlies play in a standalone game practically, 10:15 p.m. Eastern time on September 27th. And you got Scoop coming on. Come on, guys, we got to do this. I've seen all these guests come on, even Jimmy the Bat come on and go, you guys just don't understand. Washington Grizzly Stadium at night on a national television. Pump the brakes. This is the monster sandwich game that we got to worry about. And we'll get to the Indiana State game, but I want to calm down the bandwagon that Sauce, Toast, Scoop, everybody, Trevor has just, really gotten into the Montana Grizzlies. As much as I appreciate it, we got to pump the brakes because we got a monster sandwich spot. Before we get to Indiana State, let's get to North Dakota. What happened with North Dakota? The funny thing that I always hear is North Dakota's great. This is a really great team. It's going to be tough for Montana to beat them. Even Sauce had his doubts. They're going to struggle. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Then we do beat them. We don't play our best game. And people say we stink because we beat them by not playing our best game. Makes no sense. Anyway, how did this thing go down? It went down first 82-yard touchdown pass, boom, on a quarterback that completed 42% of his passes. Okay, cool. They missed the extra point. Next time, they score a touchdown. They hit the extra point, goes off the goalpost and goes in. So now, do they think they don't have a good kicker? It's 13-0. And let's fast forward this to 16-7 in the second quarter. Okay, what's going on now? The kid hit a 35-yard field goal. We must say that right now. So whatever you think of the decision by the coach, all right. North Dakota comes down, gets to the 15-yard line. 4th and 3 at this 15, going into the feared north end zone. You think you're going to run a dive freaking play to the right and get a first down? You don't kick a field goal because you're so arrogant. You think you're going to go up and dominate and crush us? They don't get it. Then what does the quarterback do? Taking his views from the coach, they get down to the 5th. They're at the 24, 3rd down, 14 seconds to go. Complete it to the 15, 8, 7 seconds. The clock is coming down, 2 seconds. Easily be able to spike it, get the field goal, and put us down 12. But no, what's he do? He fakes the spike, tries to do the Dan Marino against O'Brien garbage, throws incomplete. Now, you got to look at the stats. North Dakota, 295 yards. Grizz, 133 yards. Halftime, 16-7. You allow the magic of Washington Grizzly Stadium to stay within 2 scores, and you have dominated that bad. You're gonna get what you get. So it's a 16-14 game, and by the end of the game, they had about 90 yards more than us. The first downs were within 1. Things evened up a little bit. What a surprise at the magic of Washington Grizzly Stadium. It's 16-14, 23-14. That's, you go to 23-14. Grizz have the ball at their own 5-yard line with 7:27 to go. Boom, 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 boom. The great thing about this was Gilman did not go off. Mr. Electricity, Michael Worthman, did not go off. So you had Kylie Ayat have his first comeback against a really good, solid football team. And what people don't understand is how young this team is. Young teams do not win this game. They went on to win this game. They went down, boom, score the field goal because they took 2 sacks once in the red zone, 23-17, boom. They get the butt. 4.5 minutes to go, no problem. 3 and out, no problem. Grizz convert a 4th and 11, hit a 28-yard touchdown with a minute. People are like, oh, gave him too much time. They just don't understand what now you, as a bandwagon member, understand. The magic of Washington Grizzly Stadium. People, huddle up. Grizz fans, huddle up here. You're going to get the jealousy. You're going to get the Cat fans who are still on a 3-game against teams that have scholarship players. Another team without scholarship players, still 3-game losing streak against. But, jealousy always happens when the Grizz start winning. And that's just how it's going to be. This might, but telling you, the Montana Grizzlies will win the national title, and no one after this performance thinks it's possible. We hit a 28-yard touchdown pass, boom, minute 35 to go, and we just stop them completely. People talk about calls, people call win or lose. Even if my Montana Grizzlies ever lose again, you will never hear me come and go, oh, this bad call, that bad call, like Cat fans will. But anyway, on to Indiana State. Mother of all sandwich spots. A big-time win where the electricity, sorry, Kyle, yes, this electricity at Washington Grizzlies Stadium matched the one at West Virginia. I'm going to say match. I'm not going to, diss on West Virginia and their electricity, but we matched that. And then we're coming back. So now Indiana State comes in. The sandwich spot, obviously, we beat the number 16 ranked team in the country. Boom, we have the number 8 ranked team in the country on national TV on deck. I mean, it's the definition of a sandwich spot. As Indiana State comes in, it doesn't matter if they can run. It doesn't matter if they can pass. The Montana Grizzlies will decide who wins the game. It's really that simple. This is a bottom-feeding a team that went 4-8 last year and has nothing returning of note coming back this year. You guys saw on the Big Ten Network, they lost 73-0 to Indiana. This is a team that beat Eastern Illinois earlier this year. So they're 2-1. McKendree's just a lower school. But I'm telling you right now, this is all about Montana. You will get a Wortham kick return touchdown. I would almost want to bet that. If you could bet kick return touchdown by Wortham or even Deck, I think that would be a good bet. Now, here's the deal. There's no point spread as of Monday as I'm doing this video because I got to get this public service announcement out to everybody. There is no point spread that I know of right now. It might be big. Don't take the Grizz as big favorites at home. The magic is that we win at home. So just keep that in mind. So we will go out and we will beat Indiana State. If we beat them 45-0, we were supposed to. If we beat them 27-10, the naysayers, the sky will be falling again. I mean, on Egris right now, the sky is falling for how bad we looked during a good part of that game. I mean, we were down for 58 minutes, but I just want you guys to be focused. It's going to take all of us, Grizz Nation, to help the Grizz to be focused coming off such an emotional win. You can see Bobby Howe jumping after the game, and they're just going nuts. When a young team like this, I don't care how long this is, 10 minutes, it's worth it. A young team that does this early in the season, see, young teams don't win this game unless they're going to become an outstanding football team. The Grizz are not outstanding right now. They're going to be the national champs, but they're not outstanding right now. No one is going to care when we are in the semifinals in Washington Grizzlies Stadium. No one's going to care that we struggled with North Dakota. Cat fans will go off about, oh, look, now, see, they're not even that good. Doesn't matter. All right, this is 10 minutes. Probably way too long, but you know what? I had to get the public service announcement. Looking forward to that watch party and everything, but we got to take care of business with Indiana State. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Montana Grizzlies, what a win that was. I know all you guys, Tuesday and Wednesdays, there's no football still. Not even small conference games. Time to rewatch the Grizz domination of North Dakota. We'll see you in the next video. Go Grizz. Boom.
So I think he picked the Grizzlies. I was a little unclear because he also said in the video, don't ever bet the Grizzlies as a home favorite. He also said that. So a little bit of a mixed message there from the Grizz. I think he bet the Grizzlies, though. All right, everyone. See you at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be live for 2 hours. College football. Going through like 36 games. Yeah. Have a good night, guys.